Welcome back to Count to 10 Martial Arts School and the Channel 1 News, Internal Service, Count to 10 Martial Arts School. Today's top story, Trump administration fired. All right. Your class, as you may already know, Donald Trump and his corrupt administration have been relieved of office, relieved of duty, and they're out of office now, and they have been fired for the following reason and reasons. One, fossil fuel activity. As you may know, some of you may know already, and some of you may not know this yet, but one of the school projects at Count to 10 is the conversion and switching over to solar power universally, and the phasing out and elimination of all fossil fuel technology and fossil fuel industry. Because fossil fuels have caused ozone depletion, massive ozone depletion, and ozone depletion and pollution are a major problem in the universe right now, in some places at least, including on planet Earth. So Donald and his administration have been heavily involved and extremely involved in and with and regarding working on fossil fuel and fossil fuel technology in the fossil fuel industry, and promoting the fossil fuel industry and fossil fuels, and funding fossil fuels and the fossil fuel industry and technology, which is endangering all life on planet Earth. So therefore, that's one reason why they have been fired and why they're out of office. Okay, that's one. Two, Donald and his administration were heavily involved, and possibly still are trying to be heavily involved, with the situation, the immigration situation down in Mexico, at the border of U.S. and Mexico. And according to very reliable reports that I have been privy to, and which I know about already in the first place always, but their administration, Donald's administration, had been and or still are involved in imprisoning very young immigrants, Mexico immigrants, in prison cells and separating them from their families. So that's two strikes. And three, Donald has been, and his administration have been brought into the public light many, many, many times, hundreds of times. And you know, Don's been accused of many things, and he's been suspect and investigated for many things, as it has his administration, including things like sexual misconduct. All right, so my reasoning in our class's reasoning is similar to the well, it's basically the reasoning is similar to the Project Blue Book reasoning, which is, since Don and his administration have been brought into the public light so many times and have been investigated so many times, hundreds of times, and have been suspect hundreds of times, or many, many times, much like with Project Blue Book and its 3,000 verified reports and confirmed reports of extraterrestrial sightings or whatnot. The point of, how can that many people be wrong? How can that many peoples be wrong? Hundreds of times. It just doesn't make sense. So obviously, Don and his administration are guilty, absolutely and totally guilty, of some evil. Period. And of the aforementioned things that I've already mentioned. And interestingly enough, our rationale behind Trump and his administration being fired and being put out of office, including through term limits and election, and the free election process and democracy and stuff, our rationale is the same, basically, as it is with the nuclear energy program solutions, or the Iran crisis and the North Korea crisis, them trying to form their own nuclear energy programs. And that is that since all life on Earth is on the line regarding this project and regarding the phasing out of fossil fuels and Don and his administration's involvement in it, corrupt administrations being involved in it criminally. We, the universe basically, and we, the class, cannot and will not allow Don nor his administration and their one generation to endanger hundreds and or thousands and or millions, and who knows how many millions of other generations by promoting and trying to keep fossil fuels around. It's not worth it. And I have made the point before of what good does all the money and all the wealth and all kinds of riches, and especially money's in there at any rate, what good does all that stuff do you if you're dead? If we're all dead because of ozone depletion and pollution, and we all burn to a crisp because of another solar breach, another breach in our magnetosphere, what good's all that wealth going to do you then? So, based on the aforementioned facts, true fact, different facts, and reality, Trump administration fired. It's a depressing subject, but that's the way it goes. We'll get this new presidency administration running, and it's already running actually, so we'll see what happens in the next free election as well. But in the meantime, in the events of these types of situations, we do have a plan. We do have a plan, and we do keep the USA running smoothly, just like a top, regardless of corrupt officials or corrupt presidents or corrupt administrations. So it's all well in check, and the USA is running just as smooth as the top, as usual. All right, that's it for now. Stay tuned for more later. Count to 10 Martial Arts School and Channel 1 News, courtesy of YouTube, a universal place. Time's up, Don.